Hello everyone, let's practice IELTS Writing Module.
Let's begin with Task 1. You should spend about 20 minutes on this task. The graphs below show the numbers of male and female workers in 1975 and 1995 in several employment sectors of the Republic of Freedonia. Write a report for a university teacher describing the information shown. You should write at least 150 words. You are asked to describe and compare the number of male and female workers in 6 employment sectors in Freedonia for 2 different years, 1975 and 1995. Female employment increased significantly in wholesale and retail trade, public sector non-defense. Male employment remained dominant in manufacturing, though women also formed a substantial proportion. Finance and banking showed similar figures for both genders, with only small differences. Communication saw a shift, with women catching up to or overtaking men by 1995. Defense remained a male-dominated sector, with minimal female participation. Overall trends. Men were generally employed in higher numbers than women in most sectors in both years. Wholesale and retail trade and the public sector, non-defense, employed the largest numbers of workers overall. Public sector, defense, had the lowest employment figures, especially for women. Now let's see a sample answer. The graphs illustrate the number of male and female employees working in 6 different sectors in the Republic of Freedonia in 1975 and 1995. Overall, men outnumbered women in most employment sectors in both years. The largest workforces were found in wholesale and retail trade and the public sector, non-defense, while public sector defense consistently employed the fewest workers, particularly women. Over the period, female participation increased in several sectors. In manufacturing, male employment remained considerably higher than that of females, although women still represented a notable proportion of the workforce. A similar pattern was seen in the public sector, where men dominated but female employment rose by 1995. Wholesale and retail trade recorded high figures for both genders, with women slightly outnumbering men in the later year. In contrast, finance and banking showed relatively balanced employment between men and women, with only marginal differences. Communications experienced an increase in female employment, narrowing the gender gap. Finally, the defense sector remained heavily male-dominated, with very low numbers of women in both years. In summary, although men continued to dominate most sectors, women made significant gains in employment between 1975 and 1995. Next, Task 2. You should spend about 40 minutes on this task. Society is based on rules and laws. It could not function if individuals were free to do whatever they wanted to do. To what extent do you agree or not? Give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples from your own knowledge or experience. Write at least 250 words. This is a agree or disagree essay. You are asked to say to what extent you agree or disagree with the idea that society cannot function without rules and laws. Suggested essay structure. 1. Introduction. Paraphrase the question. Clearly state your opinion. 2. Paragraph 1. Why laws are necessary. Examples: crime, traffic, safety. 3. Paragraph 2. Limits of rules/importance of personal freedom. Balanced viewpoint. 4. Conclusion. Restate opinion. Summarize main ideas. Let's see a sample answer. Societies across the world are structured around systems of rules and laws, which regulate human behavior and maintain order. It is often argued that without such regulations, individuals would act entirely according to their own desires, causing society to collapse. I completely agree with this view, as laws are fundamental to social stability, protection of rights, and collective progress. To begin with, laws are essential for ensuring safety and preventing chaos. If people were free to act without restrictions, crimes such as violence, theft, and fraud would likely increase dramatically. Legal frameworks deter such behavior by establishing consequences for harmful actions. For instance, traffic laws dictate speed limits and road conduct. Without them, accidents would become far more frequent, endangering countless lives. This demonstrates that rules are not arbitrary limitations but practical measures designed to protect the public. Moreover, laws play a crucial role in guaranteeing fairness and equality within society. They protect vulnerable groups from exploitation and abuse by those with greater power or resources. Employment legislation, for example, prevents unfair dismissal and ensures minimum wages, allowing workers to maintain a basic standard of living. In the absence of such laws, social inequality would intensify, leading to instability and conflict. That said, it is important to acknowledge that laws should not be excessively restrictive. A well-functioning society balances regulation with individual freedom. Citizens must be allowed to express opinions, choose lifestyles, and pursue ambitions, provided these freedoms do not infringe upon the rights of others. Excessive control can suppress creativity and innovation, ultimately hindering social development. In conclusion, society cannot function effectively without rules and laws. While personal freedom is valuable, it must exist within a structured legal system that ensures safety, justice, and equality. Therefore, I strongly agree that laws are indispensable to the smooth functioning and long-term stability of any society.